Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Adam, and it's a pleasure to have you all here today. We've organized this webinar because we know choosing the right tech path might be confusing and sometimes overwhelming. So today we are going to walk you through all our courses, help you figure out the right ones for you, and answer any questions that you may have. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the Q&A box and get to it. Also, I'll be handing over to Amin, our host for today, so we can start. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adama, for that introduction, and good morning, everyone. Can't hear anything. I think, please, if you can hear me loud and clear, can you use your reaction button for a thumbs up or something so I can know? Okay, yeah, I think, yeah. So I think you might want to check your network if you can hear me. So yeah, a lot of people can hear me, which is great. Awesome. So thank you very much again, everyone, for jumping on the call today. We really do appreciate your time, and it's going to be a 1 hour session. Hopefully we can round it up before then so we can all get back to our busy lives. Today, we are going to walk you through how we at Topteam can help you transform your career, especially for those who are looking to start something new or either upskill from what you currently do. At Topteam, we try to focus on a lot of emerging technologies, so those high demand tech skills that are very, very in demand. So we try to focus on those, and then that is what we try to teach and train people on. So to get started, I will want to start with one thing I always like to start conversations with is understanding why you're doing something. So if you've decided to join this webinar, it's for a reason. There is always a why behind it, because knowing your why would be what would help you when the going gets tough. I'll be lying to you if I tell you it's going to be a very easy journey. So you just come in. If it was easy, everyone would do it, right? So there's a reason everyone's not doing it, is because it's not that easy, but nobody wants it easy anyways. We all need to go through some rough patches to be able to get to our destination. So it's always very important to note down why you're doing something, because at that time when it starts to get challenging, when you remember the why, it would keep you moving forward, and it would be one of those things that would help you to stay in line. So I'd like to introduce you to myself. I'm sure some of you know me already, some of you don't. My name is Amin. Uh, some of you know me from Twitter as Alofawi. I've been in the security space for about 8 years now, and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer for about 4 or 5 years now. I like to talk about myself because I think the key thing I like to talk about is the fact that I have a background in geology. Some of you that know me already would know that my university education was in geology, and the reason I like to touch on this point is because you might be wondering what's the relevance, but a lot of people are doing something completely different from tech right now. They have a completely different background as well. Some people studied law, accounting. I just like to emphasize on that point so that you would also understand that even the person speaking to you also started from a completely different background. So I did 4 years of geology in uni, and it was after uni that I started to do anything relating to tech. So you don't have to have a university education in that space. That's the point I'm trying to get out of that. So my focus has always been on helping organizations secure their cloud environment. I didn't always start with cloud security, really. I started as a network security engineer. I was into Cisco product and Cisco firewalls, wireless, and all of that. And then started to transition a little bit into security side of things. And now I focus on multi-cloud security. So that's AWS and Azure mostly. So now that's enough of me. Let's talk about Topteam. Where we are Topteam. So I'll just show you a quick. I'll give you a quick overview of what Topteam does. So Topteam is a company with two arms, really. There's a consulting arm of Topteam, and there is the education part of Topteam. So at Topteam Consulting, we do three things. We do cybersecurity, we do cloud computing, and we do data analytics. So we help organizations, either, for example, in the cloud computing space, we help organizations transfer or move their existing workload in on-prem environment to the cloud. We help them secure their cloud environment as well. We do things like a cloud security assessment, where we come in and review their cloud posture and then help come up with recommendations to do a gap analysis, and then provide them with solutions that would help transform or secure the environment. We're a Microsoft partner, so we do a lot of Azure work, which is why we also try to focus a lot of our trainings on industry standard Microsoft curriculum. We do a lot of defensive work as well in the cloud, so things like cloud penetration testing, cloud posture management, workload protection, and things like that. We do email security as well, so we help organizations secure their email gateways and migration. A lot of time we do a lot of migration, so it's one of those key things we focus on at Topteam. So secondly, we also do we primarily focus on cybersecurity, and in this space we do what we call things like security automation for organizations. So we help them set up their we can help set up DevSecOps pipeline. So organizations that are into development would help them integrate security and automate security into their development pipeline. So instead of setting up security for an application, for example, after the application has been deployed, we help them implement that security into that development pipeline from the point it is being written as code. So from the moment your developers are writing your code, we are integrating security up to the point it is pushed to production. So we do things like threat intelligence for organization, just helping you understand what level of exposure are out there against the organization. We check the dark web for information about your organization, do a lot of reconnaissance activities as well. So it's a pretty interesting one in our cybersecurity journey. And lastly, we also do data analytics as well. So we realize it is important for organizations to be able to make decisions out of accurate data. So we do a lot of analytics as a service. So we have consultants working with us who would help understand your data in an environment, and then use analytics as a service to present those data to you that makes it a lot more easier for you to be able to make accurate decisions and help your business. So data visualization, data analytics, and modernization are some of the things we do in our data analytics space. So you can see it's a pretty much niche consulting arm. So we don't try to do everything. We only do some of the things we know we have the expertise in, which is cloud, security, and data. And then you would notice that a lot of our training today would also focus on this part of technology. So yeah, I'll go back to the slide and walk you through what we got. So for 2025, we have a couple of courses that we're going to be teaching. And I think it is important to understand that our trainings are not like every other training. So where we don't give you, say, pre-recorded videos by an instructor or send you to a link to watch a video. We make sure all of our courses are instructor-led. So that means you would be having a one-on-one interaction with an instructor. And I'll talk about the kind of instructors we have later, but it is very important to also note that the instructors we bring on board are people working in the industry. So, for example, I'll be taking one of the courses myself, and it is if I'm teaching something I do, I work every day. So you would then understand that it's definitely an added advantage, rather than sitting in front of someone who's just teaching because they have to teach and not because they actually do what they're teaching about. So it's more of a practice what you preach kind of thing. So we do have about 7 courses this for the next quarter. And now I'll just do a quick walkthrough. So for Azure Cloud Computing course, what we try to do is to segregate which courses are suitable for what kind of level of expertise. So for beginner, I know a lot of people on this call are probably beginners, which is why we try to focus on a lot of beginner courses this time. The last time we did our trainings, we did some of the courses we did were more advanced, right? So a lot of people would ask and say, well, I can't join this class because it looks like you need people that are more experienced, which was true for those courses, and we still offer them in this quarter as well. But what we've done is to bring in a lot of beginner-friendly courses. So that means if you're just starting out today and you made a decision to say in 2025, I'm going to start a tech, I'm going to learn a new skill, maybe cloud, maybe security. We have a lot of beginner-friendly courses. So this would be for people coming in from a completely different background. Say you're coming in from the medical line, you're coming in from the arts and maybe arts and commercial part of things, accounting, law, and then you're trying to transition into tech. You just don't jump into for example, you won't start learning our security operations analyst course, for example, if you are a completely newbie. So those courses we put beginners in front of them would be ideally for you. So for example, our Azure Cloud Computing course, I'll still show you on the website, would introduce you to the world of cloud computing. So you will understand what cloud computing is all about. The terminologies that are going to be, it's not going to be it's going to be technical. Obviously, we teach technical courses, right? But it's not going to be those highly technical courses where you're like, what are they talking about here? So it is designed to give you an idea of what you're about to get into fully, and then you can make a decision to say, oh, is this really for me? Do I want to keep on doing this, right? So that is what our beginner courses would introduce you to. And as you're aware, there are in the world today there are a couple of cloud service providers, CSPs. There are many of them, but the major ones are AWS from Amazon, Azure from Microsoft, and GCP from Google. There's the Alibaba Cloud. There is Oracle Cloud as well, but we're focusing on Azure and AWS in our courses, and even with more emphasis on Azure, because I'm sure if with a lot of data trends are showing that Microsoft's cloud platform would eventually, at some point, be one of the. At the moment, they're second. AWS has the largest share in the industry, and then Microsoft. But it is very important that you pick. Obviously, at some point, you're going to learn multiple cloud. You're going to be a multi-cloud engineer. That's if you choose to go through the cloud route. But yeah, it's completely up to you to decide what platform you want to learn on, and we try to teach all the platform where possible. So, like I was saying, our cloud computing course for beginners would be for AWS and for Azure, and they are absolutely 100% beginner friendly. So, no experience, no IT background. This is for you. Our data management and analytics course as well is 100% beginner friendly course. So, it would take you from absolute novice, don't know anything about data, don't know anything about data visualization or analytics, and then get you to that point where you can work with any data that's been presented to you. You can visualize your data. You can provide insight, business intelligence insight into those data. Yeah, that's our data management course. I would go through it in detail when I go through the demo session. And our third, the other course down here is the Azure Cloud Computing Intermediate. So we put intermediate because this is like the advanced version of the one on top. So you if you were someone who's already, say for example, you've gone to university to do a master's degree in cybersecurity, in data, any tech course, you've done a master's degree, or you used to do something maybe back some many years ago in technology, you used to be a web developer, used to be a designer or something, you understand how you understand concepts like operating systems, you understand concepts like IP addresses, you know the basics of networking, what a NAT is, what a NAC is, all the things like that, then you you would be fine with a course like the Azure Cloud Computing for Intermediate. But if you're absolutely new, no idea, no experience, nothing, then I think the beginner cloud computing course is more suited for you. So that's for the intermediate side of Azure Cloud Computing. We also have our Security Operations Analyst course. This is also an intermediate course. It is important to note because Security Analyst is one of those high demand roles as well, where a lot of organizations are looking for SoC analysts to help monitor and mitigate against threats that are targeted against the organization. So if you are starting out fresh, like I said, zero background, then you might want to take one of the beginner-friendly courses before taking a security operations analyst course. But if you are someone who's, for example, done a master's degree, or you have a background in tech, you used to work as an IT support engineer, you used to work in support, you used to work in networking, you've done something before in the past, maybe as simple as a CompTIA A plus or CompTIA Network Plus, all of those beginner courses, certified in CC. I see a lot of people do the is it ISC squared? Yeah, ISC squared certified in CC course. If you've done that, then you might be able to, you would definitely get a good understanding of the security operations analyst course. This is more like, again, the advanced version of, this is more of a tailored version of our cybersecurity course for beginner. So our cybersecurity course for beginner is also beginner-friendly course, zero experience required, zero background required. If you're starting out in cybersecurity for the first time, you have not done a master's in cybersecurity, or even if you've done a master's and you realize you don't have any practical experience, or you've not done anything hands-on, then our cybersecurity beginner course is definitely something you want to check out. I'll go, okay, so just to give you an idea of what our course structures look like. So for our beginner courses, we'll call them the entry-level courses. That's the cloud computing for beginner, Azure for beginner, cybersecurity for beginner. We also have DevOps for beginners. Forgot to mention that if you are conversant with the tech industry, you would know that this is one of the most lucrative job roles out there right now. DevOps, anything that brings automation, really, in the modern world of AI. A lot of organizations are trying to just automate their process, make things make things happen on their own, which is why it is very important that everyone learns one of these skills. So the DevOps course is also beginner friendly. So what we've done, I'll show you in details really when we get into the demonstration side of things. So we do have other courses like UI UX, that's the user experience and user interface design, software development for beginners, where you learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then cloud security course would not be starting this cohort. Our cloud security course would be for our next cohort. Okay, so just to walk you through some of the course structure and what we are going to be doing for our courses moving next. Okay. This is okay, so I was walking through the course structures, and then for our beginner level courses, we are open to all, so that means anyone can join our beginner level courses, and it's going to run for 8 weeks, and then we're going to have 4 weeks for hands-on projects. Like I said, we try to make sure everyone, you just don't come for the trainings and then we let you go. We try to make sure you actually do the hands-on project. So we're gonna have real world kind of experience when it comes to our project. The things our instructors do on a day-to-day in their job roles are some of the things you're gonna be building as a part of the project to be able to complete that course. So it's going to be for 4 weeks after 8 weeks of classes and all of that. So the project are also going to be an avenue for you to interact and then work as a team with other people on the courses as well. To make sure we have a very interactive and engaging class, we reduce the number of students per course. So we're trying to restrict it to 15 students per course to have a good student teacher ratio, and to make sure it is highly interactive and engaging for everyone. Okay, so for our beginner level courses, we also want to make sure we are really realistic with our goals and expectations. So if you take a beginner level course, that would set you up immensely to be able to land, for example, an internship role in one of those skill sets, or an entry level role. So for example, if you take the cybersecurity course for beginner, you would, with the knowledge you would get, you would be able to start you'll be able to have the right knowledge required for you to start an entry-level role in that space, right? You're not going to be able to become, you won't be able to fill a role that's asking for 6 or 7 years experience really in that course. So you won't be a senior engineer if you're starting out and just completed a data analyst course, for example. You won't become a senior data analyst the same after 3 months of knowledge. You have to still spend a lot of time to, develop and on that skill. But yeah, you would be able to, and this is one of the things we also help with. I'll talk about that in some of the other perks as well later, because we help our students to get internship opportunities and entry level roles in the industry. Okay, so this course structure would apply to courses like the cloud computing with Azure and AWS, cybersecurity for beginners, DevOps for beginners, data management and analytics, and then software development for beginners. So all of these are entry level courses. For our more advanced or intermediate courses, we call them the professional courses. This would require you to have either, we call them the intermediate level courses, and then this would require you to have a basic knowledge of IT. So like I was explaining earlier, you need to understand fundamentals of IT, right? You need to know pretty much what they put, all the things they put together in a course like CompTIA A+, where they introduce you to operating system, where they introduce you to how computers work, how computers communicate, basic network understanding, and things like that. So if you're going to take one of these more advanced courses, so that would be cloud computing with Azure. This would be our Azure Administrator 1 AZ104. So we tailor our courses to Microsoft curriculum. So at the end of these courses, you should be able to attempt the Microsoft Certified Azure Administrator course AZ104, and yeah, you should be able to pass it. Would also help you with preparations for exams if you choose to write the exams. They're always very good to have this to take these certifications exams. They give you an opportunity to test your knowledge with global standard, and then also boost your credentials and your CV as well. So we help with all of these things if you choose to go with one of those courses. Our second course in the intermediate level would be the Security Operations Analyst course. So the Security Operations Analyst course is for people who want to become SoC analysts in organizations, or people who are already working in, would want to upskill to have the skills required of them to be able to land the SoC analyst role. There are lots of job opportunities in this space as well, as same as the cloud space. I'll talk you through some numbers when we get to that stage. But yeah, these are more intermediate courses. They also run for 8 weeks, and then 4 weeks for project, same as the beginner level courses. And then the same, we try to limit the number of participants to 15. So this is another highly competitive, one of those highly competitive courses, which I would encourage you, if you think you're interested, you should take quick action. So moving forward, I'll just walk you through, I'll show you a quick demonstration from our lab, from our website, so you can see some of those trainings and what their outline is. I won't be able to go through all of them, but just pick up a few. So for our cloud computing with Azure, this is Microsoft Fundamentals. It's going to start on January 11th, and like I said, 8 weeks and 4 weeks for project. It is going to be delivered in English language. It is going to be delivered online as expected, and then the classes are going to be weekend only. So we know a lot of people have their day-to-day work already. They're doing something, and then we need to try and accommodate everyone, because the whole point is we're trying to bring in new people, or we're trying to upskill people. So it's important that we also make the time as flexible as possible, and we think having a weekend class would give us the opportunity to have the maximum number of people, or the highest number of people who can attend those trainings if they want to. So for our beginner level courses, you would be learning services like compute in Azure, networking, and storage. Cloud is all about these 3 things really. So the people, some people would say cloud is just someone else's computer, right? So a cloud environment is just your own, is just another computer. It's just like belongs to someone else, and you are paying to use it, right? So we would introduce you to compute in cloud, networking in cloud, and storage. this would not be very, very technical. It would still be technical. So please, if I know some people would say, do I need, you're not going to need to code. So do I need to learn how to code? But obviously, once you start getting to a more advanced level, you would definitely need to learn some scripting, because like I said, in the modern world, everything is, we're trying to automate everything, right? So there's no way you're going to automate something without uh, trying to write a script. But the interesting thing is, in the world of AI, in the world of ChatGPT, cloud, and all of that, makes life a lot easier for you. This is the best time to start in any of these new careers and new new roles, because it's become really easy, and I'm actually being very honest now. So yeah, we're going to learn cloud concepts, architectures in cloud, and then Azure management and governance. So it's a very detailed outline here. Everything you're going to learn when you take a beginner cloud computing course. And yeah, very, very detailed. You would see things like all the features in Azure, monitoring in Azure, security, introduction to all these concepts. So you're going to describe Azure identity, access, and security. And yeah, it's going to be quite detailed, but not very in depth. So that's what the beginner courses are for. Introduce you to the course, give you an idea of what life is going to look like when you decide to go in full depth into those courses. And yeah, that's the. I don't want to read through everything really. So at the end of the webinar, you'd be able to access all this for yourself, and you can spend more time to read in detail what the courses are going to be about. For our security operations analyst course for intermediate level people who understand a little bit of IT, this is going to be very, very detailed. You're going to learn how to perform triages in as a SoC analyst. You would understand that one of the key roles of a SoC analyst is to do incident triage. So you receive alerts from detection solution machines like your XDRs and your EDR. You analyze them with your SIEM, then escalate when necessary or mitigate when necessary. So you learn how to respond to incidents. You would learn how to mitigate risks by using exposure management. You learn how to use coastal query language. This is KQL for reporting, detection, and investigation. And we're going to be learning on all these platforms. Microsoft Defender for Cloud, which is one of the best detection platforms, Copilot for security. Microsoft is now really focusing on integrating AI into all of their tools, and Copilot is in the front of that. So you would notice that recently Microsoft announced that Copilot is now going to be free for VS Code as well. So if you're writing your code, Copilot is going to be there to help you for free, and it's a very good one. So the same way, we're going to be using Copilot for security as well in the SOC analyst course, which is really, really helpful. It makes life a lot easier, and then reduces the time you spend, writing a script for yourselves, or understanding, coming up with queries that you're going to use to investigate. So we're going to use Microsoft Sentinel as our SIEM, and then we're going to learn Microsoft Defender for cloud as well, and then third-party security solutions. So the SOC analyst course is going to be fully packed, and would set you up for your first SOC analyst role if that's what you're looking for. As a candidate, so like I was saying, you need to be familiar with Microsoft 365, Azure Cloud Services. So like I said, nothing fancy, nothing major. It's just those familiarity. Have you used Microsoft 365 before? Outlook, Excel, Word, PowerPoint. I think everyone has done that really. Azure Cloud Services. This again would be, do you understand what cloud is as a concept? Do you understand what networking is, what compute is, what storage is? So this is why I said it is important for anyone going for a security operations analyst course to at least have an idea of these things. You don't need to be an expert in them, but it would be good. And then operating system like Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and things like that. Understand what they are, know how they work a little bit. And then, yeah, you will learn how to manage security operations environment, configure protection and detection. So all of these are the amazing things you would learn, not to waste our time going through that. Please feel free to explore them when after the call, go through them and see for yourself how much interesting things are there for you to learn. And then I'll go again to, this is our cloud computing, the intermediate one, which would be like the higher version of the cloud computing for beginners. Also, you can see it starts to introduce things like PowerShell, Azure CLI. So this is why I say it was important for for a beginner to start with the beginner course and then come on to the more advanced one. It makes it a lot easier, really, and then you understand what they're talking about more. So you should be familiar with operating system, obviously, networking, servers, and virtualization to be able to enjoy this class. So it's all detailed in there, what you're going to learn, virtual machines, disk encryption, all of that. These are the things you're going to be needing in your day-to-day as a cloud engineer. Cloud engineering is a very, very lucrative role as well in the present day world. There are loads of opportunities out there for cloud engineers, loads of job adverts every day coming out looking for cloud engineer. Again, I'd like to reiterate, it is not a swift breeze. It's not going to be like, oh, I don't even think anything is easy really these days, but don't, it is not, you're going to put in the work, right? And I expect, and I assume that for joining this call is the first indicator that you are actually willing and ready to put in that effort and that energy. And it is going to be very important. It would help you to learn as much as you need to. And then again, back to my first slide when I talked about why, it is also very important to know why you're doing something, because when it gets tough, that's why it's going to help you keep going, really. Our cybersecurity course for beginner is another very lovely course. I think this is one of the best curriculum you would see anywhere for a cybersecurity beginner course, because this would take you from, you see, information security principles up to doing things like you're doing things like software development lifecycle, understanding new concepts like zero trust. So this is actually a very, very good one if you're starting in cybersecurity as a beginner, right? You should definitely check out our cybersecurity for beginner course. It is very interesting, and there are going to be loads of practicals in there. So you should be able to, with this, you'd be able to land an entry-level information security analyst role, an entry-level cybersecurity engineer role. So all of this would be um, very, very useful for you. You're learning things like security malware threats, so how to identify software vulnerabilities or the WASP top 10 vulnerabilities, how to identify social engineering threats and vulnerabilities as well. So it's really a very packed course that anyone looking to become starting their career in security should definitely check out. Our DevOps course as well is it's another very interesting one. DevOps is one of those, like I said, one of those highly sought after, highly in demand skill sets where you you learn to automate things, right? So we're trying to understand the culture of DevOps, the culture of integrating development and operations together. So just to give you a very brief, back in the days when developers write code, developers and infrastructure engineers used to work in silos, right? So developers would write the code, keep it somewhere, push it to a repository like GitHub or GitLab, and then the infrastructure guys would go pick up that code and then find a way to make sure it works seamlessly on the environment or the infrastructure they're designing for it. So the databases, the storage, the compute power, all of that, the engineers would work on. So there used to be a lot of rift where the requirements are not very clear. The developers would write something, they push it, give it to the infrastructure engineers. They're struggling to make it work. And then the whole point of DevOps is to be able to integrate those two systems together where development and operations work seamlessly. So you're able to, from the point of writing a code up to getting to production, which is maybe the site you're seeing right now on a website, the whole process is integrated together. So you write, you test, you deploy, you all of that as also that is some of the things you're going to be learning in the DevOps course. It is well detailed and well informative how to use the CI/CD pipelines and how to set them. You're going to set them up yourself. Containerization using Docker, Kubernetes, and all of that. We're going to touch on. So the DevOps course is also fully packed. If you're looking to start a career in DevOps, this is for you. And then this course is beginner friendly as well. So if you're just starting out with some knowledge or understanding of IT, then feel free to jump on this call. If you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate person, also feel free to join in. And yep, so this is a wonderful course for anyone looking to start their career in DevOps. Yeah, so I think like I said, you can always go through the website after the call. I don't want to spend all the time going through that, so I'll just go back to the presentation and then talk you through why why Topteam is more than just a training provider. So um, when you subscribe to one of our courses, we don't just teach you for 3 or 4 week a month and then tell you bye bye. It's an initiation into a community of thriving tech enthusiasts. Right? So that is welcoming you to a lifelong community where you have people you can always reach out to, talk to whenever, even after the courses, right? So for example, we're gonna be giving everyone who completes our courses and completes the lab, especially the project, 3 to 6 month internship reference for their CV. So if you are able to complete the kind of tax or project we're going to give you, we can certify to say, no, this person has up to 6 months of experience doing this thing, and we would be able to provide that reference for you. We would also link you up with, obviously, if you're working with the instructors who are industry experts, you would have the opportunity to meet them, interact with them, and then even get mentored by them. When you have mentors you can always walk up to or speak to, gives you the opportunity to be able to interact with those industry experts. We would also help you with your CV review and LinkedIn optimization. Obviously, if we're helping you with job search, you want to make sure you're presenting the right CV and the right, your LinkedIn is top notch, right? So we'll help you with that as well to optimize your CV and your LinkedIn. We'll help you with your job search. So for our previous students in the previous cohort, we'd always, when there are new job opportunities, reach out to them, help prepare for interviews and do things like that, and which has been very useful. Just a couple of days ago, one of our last students from our cohort just sent me a message. They got a new job. They started a new job when they joined our cohort. We prepared for a new interview. They got another job more tailored to what they actually want, and it was always very interesting to see and to note when people do these things and then they end up getting the kind of jobs they've been looking for, they desire to have. When you do start a new job as well, we try to support you because we've all experienced it. When I moved to the UK, I remember my first 3 months were like, it was a nightmare. There's this what's the word again what's that thing when you start a new job and you feel like you don't know anything. I can't remember the time. It's skipped my head right now. Yeah, if I remember it, I would mention. But there's this complex. They call it something complex where you just be like, what am I doing here? Do I even know what? So yeah, I felt like that for like 3 months. And if I had someone to support me, oh yeah, imposter syndrome. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's imposter syndrome, not a complex. Yeah, that was it. And I remember coming. I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing here? Like, it was. I'm sure a lot of people probably feel the same way as well. Also, would help you with your certification journey. So if you plan to get certified after any of the courses, we would help you with the certification process. What mock exam, mock questions, and all of that would help you with. And then, like I said again, it's an auto enrollment into our tech community. And from us as top team, what you're getting is not just the training. Like I said, you're getting a trusted learning partner. You're also getting subject matter expert. Our instructors are industry experts doing the job at the moment they're teaching you. For example, when you meet our DevOps engineer, our DevOps instructor, our dev introduction cybersecurity instructor, they work in organizations, enterprise organizations where they do these things on a day to day, and then um, you would definitely enjoy and love listening to them. And then, like I said, you get a project coach and mentor, and then a job role advisor. So someone helping you to understand what kind of jobs you should be looking for, what kind of jobs, helping you tailor your CV to make sure you meet the requirements of certain jobs. And so yeah, it's really more than just training. It's a whole lot more. It's a community and a thriving one at that. So there's this popular saying that the best time to start was 10 years ago. The next best time for you to start is now. There is a lot of skills shortage in the tech space. And I mean, and look at this. These are all data from 2024. These are all data from 20. This was September 2024. This is saying cybersecurity skills in the UK labor market 2024. We estimate that 30% of cyber firms in 2024 have faced a problem with a technical skill gap because there is a skill shortage. Like they're looking for people, but they can't get them because people with the skills are very, very minimal. A lot of organizations are struggling to fill this role. So look at this, for example. It is estimated that by 2025, there will be a staggering 7.5 million unfilled cloud positions globally, right? So cloud, DevOps, um, cloud security, all of these are up 7.5 million globally. This, this I'm sure this would speak for themselves, really. I don't need to explain what that means and what opportunity lies in that space. Look at the data analytics statistics, for God's sake. Says the nation is facing, this is the UK government saying, the nation is facing a severe shortage of data analysts and data scientists. A 2021 report says that there are about 178,000 to 234,000 unfilled data roles in the UK. This again would speak for itself, right? So I can only show you these things. It is up to everyone to be able to decide for themselves and say, do I want to do this thing? Do I need to get started? And again, I'm being sincere. Like, I'm not trying to tell you because I'm telling you it's not going to be a straight line. It's going to be like this, right? It's going to be so. It was the same for me. It's the same for a lot of people I know as well. You'd have to, but like I said, nobody wants it easy because if it was easy, then there would be no value attached to it, and then uh, everyone would do it. So there's a reason there's a shortage of 178,000 data analyst roles because not everyone is doing it, and it's because maybe not everyone is willing to put in the required work. So that is our course. That is so for the fees and payments, our beginner level courses are going for £400, and our intermediate courses are going for £600. So we understand that starting a new career, starting a new job, looking to upskill it's also an investment. And then, well, we understand how the situations can be, especially for individuals or even for countries. So we try to make sure our prices are very competitive and affordable for everyone. So we take for our beginner courses like cybersecurity for beginner, cloud computing for beginners, and all of these ones for £400, and then for the intermediate one, that's the security operations analyst course, and for cloud computing with Azure, that's the more advanced Azure administrator role. It's for £600. We offer flexible payment, so for people in the UK, obviously, you can pay 3 times the Klarna for 0% interest, so you can split the payment 3 times if you want. For our Nigerians, obviously, we do understand how things are, especially when it comes to the financial situation of the country, and we try to use this as our own form of CSR, where we obviously need to ensure that we give the same level of opportunity we're giving to people in other countries to our own country as well. So we're going to be offering over 50% discount for Nigerian students. And to arrange that, please send an email to info@topteamlimited.com, and then we would help you arrange that payment just for Nigerians. And then for everyone who is signing up for this course until December 31, we're giving, just for attending this webinar, really, we're giving a 10% discount on all courses. So if you take the early bird code, so if you take this code, someone's going to put it in the comment section, and then you check out, you try to pay for any of the courses, apply the discount code, you would get an automatic 10% discount attached to your order. So again, the best time to start was 10 years ago. The next best time for you to start is now. I hope I've been able to explain or talk through, at least give you an idea of how to get started, really. And I would be happy to answer some of your questions. I can see some of them have been dropping in the comment Q&A section. So whilst I get the questions coming in, please feel free to explore topteamlimited.com/trainings. Someone will put this in the link as well so it's well, you can always just go to topteamlimited.com if you like to explore our website as well and see some of the other things we do. All our trainings are at topteamlimited.com/trainings, and don't forget to use this coupon code. It gives you 10%. And then for Nigerian students willing to, please send an email to info@topteamlimited.com with the course. Obviously, we're going to send out all the information you need really after this call, so not to worry. You'll get an email detailing that, and then you can reply with what course you're looking to enroll for, and then we can make an arrangement for Nigerians to participate as well. So can we get the questions rolling in? If there are any, if there are none, then I'll give you some minutes back. So are there any questions for me? Let's see. So the 50% discount is for Nigerian students only living in Nigeria. It is not applicable to people living outside of Nigeria. It's just for Nigerians, and that is why you need to reach out to us so that we can facilitate something for you. Like I said, this is part of our own way of giving back, and we definitely understand the situation of things in the country and want to make sure everyone has the same level of opportunity to succeed as people living in other parts of the world as well. So yeah, that is only for Nigerians living in Nigeria. Thank you, Adiola. Is there any other question? Yeah, you can pay in USDT if you want to. Just reach out to info@topteamlimited.com, and then we would organize that for you. Let me see if there are any other questions for me. Can you, the data analytics and management course is very, very lucrative. So if you remember, I was showing the data for, hold on, oops. Let me see if I can show you this again. So the data management, someone has asked how lucrative the data. So look at this, it says there is a shortage of over 178,000 to 234,000 roles in the UK alone. So these are all data roles, right? Data roles that needs to be filled. Almost 234,000 roles of unfilled data analytics roles. So you can see there's a lot of opportunity there. I thought I was going to have time to be able to go through LinkedIn and show you some of this job advert, but I don't think we have that time. I would have loved to, but you would see for yourself, just every day you're getting over 50 or 100 new roles posting for data analytics roles. So it is definitely something you'd want to explore. It's same as, so it's really just all of those emerging technologies really. So look at this for cloud position, 7.5 million. In the UK alone, 30% of firms are facing issue recruiting people. This was lower than 49% in 2023. So there's even been an improvement because a lot of people are now upskilling, meaning that cybersecurity is something worth looking at. So, yep. Any other questions? Let's see. Yep. If you want to, I think, let me see if I can get another question. It says, I'm looking to have a background in data analysis and I'm considering returning to the outfield. However, the possibility of getting what do you think? Yeah, absolutely. Health informatics is a very, very lucrative field in the data space. So as a data analyst, being able to help organizations, especially in the health space, make critical decisions with data, and you know how important data is in the health space. So yeah, it is definitely a very lucrative one, something you should definitely look out for. Go for the data analyst, data management course if that's what you want, and then that would definitely set you up for success in the part of health informatics if you want to specialize in the health field. So is there any other questions? Yeah, someone is asking. Yeah, I think I explained how the people in Nigeria can pay. We will send all of that in the follow-up email as well. But if you are in Nigeria and then you'd want to pay, we give, like I said, over 50% discount for our Nigerian students only living in Nigeria, and we would definitely help work something out. because we want to make sure everyone is carried along. Yeah, the video would be recorded and it would be posted on YouTube. All of that link would be included in the follow-up email as well. So you would get the link to the video recording if you want to watch it again after this call. Let's see if there are any other questions. Yeah, we do have a UI UX design courses. We have a user interface and user experience course for beginners as well. So if you want that, if it's not, yeah, it should be on the website. If it's not, then please send an email to info@topteamlimited.com or send a DM to Top Team Limited on X or on Instagram, and then someone would respond to you. What about AWS computing? Is that as creative as others? And is it idea for someone coming from here? Yeah, like I said, cloud computing is a very lucrative space, irrespective of the provider. So it's just like having choice of telecommunications provider is the same way. In the cloud space, they would all achieve the same result, right? Azure is from Microsoft, AWS is from Amazon, Google, GCP is from Google, all doing the same thing, giving you real-time access to cloud compute, storage, and networking services on the go. So at the end of the course, yeah, there are lots of data analytics certification you can go for. We can help with that as well. If you want to get certified after the training, we would help you. We would help you with that. So yeah, all the cloud courses, especially for beginners, are equally as lucrative. GCP, AWS, and Azure, all the same thing, different names. Let me see if there are any other questions because we've got 3 minutes left. Nigerians are Nigerians allowed to pay in installment? Yeah, we can work something out. Yeah, we can. Please again reach out to info@topteamlimited.com. We would definitely work something out for Nigerians willing to pay in installment because, like I said, we are not unaware of the situations of things in Nigeria, and we are very, very well. We're trying to be as helpful as possible, really. Okay, this to enjoy. I don't think there's any other question. Am I missing anything? If I'm missing any question, let me see. Because yeah, the time is currently working in compliance, been working with AWS independently for a year. I've been currently finding Azure quite accessible and more. Yeah, so exposure to AWS. And some experience with cloud security as a niche. What do you reckon? Yeah, absolutely. I think, like I said, which is why we don't offer cloud security course for a beginner, because there is no way we would teach you to secure something you don't understand, right? So if you've been working with Azure or AWS and then now you're trying to pick a niche in securing those platforms, it is a very good one, worth exploring. You might want to explore. So if you want to excel as a cloud security engineer, it would be very good if you have hands-on experience in cybersecurity. So you might want to explore one of the cybersecurity courses so that you can then transfer that knowledge into securing the cloud. So cybersecurity teaches you how to secure everything, right? Cloud, on-prem, application, anything. And then the knowledge you would get from there, you can take over to securing the cloud resources at the organization. Can we get other space and probably make? If you would like to, so I think because of the limitation in terms of seats, like I said, we can only take 15 people. So, but yeah, if you would want to lock down a space, I think we can help that. We can help with that as well. You can send a DM to. You can send a DM to either Top Team on X or Top Team Limited on tweet on Instagram, and then we can help you lock down the space. So even if we get 15 students before you make that payment, we can assure you that the slot is going to be guaranteed for that person. So yeah, thanks for that. I don't think there are any other questions. And then it's 11 o'clock already. That's 12 o'clock in Nigeria. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to info@topteamlimited.com or on X and on Instagram, Topteam Limited. Our social media handles, they're quite easy to remember. Topteam Ltd. I think that's just it. Yeah, Topteam Ltd on Instagram and on X. And then info@topteamlimited.com if you need to send an email, or for Nigerians willing to organize a payment plan for any of the courses. Explore the website. You'll get lots of information on there about our trainings and even our organizations as a whole. There are times where we also do placement when we get opportunities from our clients and they allow us bring in maybe one or two of our own students to help on projects, right? So the opportunity is immense. This is not something that happens quite often, but we do have situations like that where we are able to bring in our students to work on projects with us. So yeah, explore the website. It is topteamlimited.com. Then everything you need to know about our trainings are at topteamlimited.com/training. It's been a wonderful time with you guys. Thank you very much for a wonderful 1 hour, and really appreciate your time and for taking out the time to speak with us today or to listen to us today. The video is going to be on YouTube, so thank you all. Appreciate it, and have a wonderful day ahead. Cheers all. Bye.